One, two, three. It's like a mega warm out there.
It is, right?
It's winter, yeah, it's like full on hot. I had to take off jacket and shirt.
Okay, user to do you want to discuss like what to do with Bruno next week?
We can. I kind of. You saw the email I sent out, right?
Yeah.
So I just have, those two big buckets of things, but, at a detailed level, I mean, you're going to be primarily responsible for his core onboarding.
Okay, so make sure. I thought we were gonna have conflicts already because I read that email and I was like, eh.
No. I'm just
okay, good. Okay.
I'm just saying from a high level perspective, these are the two areas that I want to be able to kick the tires on and see his capability.
Second one, no go.
Which one?
The one that was about the Jira integration.
Yeah.
That was already scaring him off.
Oh, he got back. Is there a reply, or he just get back to you?
I just wanted to see what does he need for next week. So stuff I can prepare for the weekend.
Yeah.
And I asked him about that, and he's like, I told him what I plan on doing is really just narrowing his focus, getting the test automation stuff all set up, and he can start writing test cases. While he was doing that, I was thinking I'm going to just go ahead and start Android automation based on this framework that we're setting up. But yeah, basically our first thing is taken care of.
Okay, so So he already has, like, he's fluent in Appium and Cucumber, like, he believes that that's the right combination of tools to use and stuff?
So the thing about, so always think Selenium, that's web browser. So everything with Studio, including Portal, Studio, the legacy iframes, all that can be done through Selenium. And you can perfectly handle that. But then all the automation for Android and iOS, that's all Appium. Though they share a similar kind of code base, Selenium is all done through your machine, whereas Appium, you have to go through a separate server. And you can't use the same thing for both.
So how does Cucumber fit into that equation?
Cucumber is the framework. That's how everything's going to come together.
Oh, I see.
So he's comfortable with Gradle. I'm more comfortable with Maven.
Which one is he comfortable with?
Gradle.
Gradle?
I'm more comfortable with Maven.
What's Maven? What are those?
Maven, Gradle is easier to use. It's almost like project management for testing. Okay. So it keeps everything organized. He doesn't like it because it generates XML files, and they're not exactly easy to read for everybody. So I understand why he likes Gradle, because it is very simple. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking, at least in the beginning, since he's comfortable with Gradle and he can get started, whatever his setup is,
what would be the drawback or down the line? Is there one or something?
Jenkins integration, getting it to work with other programs, doing what are called test arise, where you have multiple devices all running concurrently. Maven is awesome with that stuff. That's more like high level. But the cool thing is that we can easily convert Gradle to Maven if we want to, and I definitely want to. But I understand why he likes Gradle, because Gradle is very simple. Gradle is based on Ruby stack. Maven is, I believe, based on Java. It's just all Java. So I see why he likes. He kind of talked me through a setup during the interview process. I talked to him again just to make sure I'm getting the right programs. So at least we can share test cases. But I can already see where we can go beyond. So but first I'm thinking on Monday, I'm going to give him the detailed demo, go over everything, just get him through the web browser, show him at least the portal test cases I've got so far. He can start adding more, just to get him start writing up regression stuff for portal.
Yeah.
And then, because I already know Studio is going to be more of a challenge.
Well, and it's also changing, right? Like we should wait till the redesign is flattened out.
Yeah, that's
why I thought, like, so let's kind of go back to the Jira stuff, because honestly, like, I was kind of hoping that this guy, until like the UI redesign settles down and we have something that we can automate, but we'll utilize him for obviously writing test cases and doing manual testing. But I was kind of thinking that we wouldn't necessarily like really dive in to the automation stuff. Well, I was hoping that maybe he was going to be able to help us with some of the Jira automation and automating some of the reporting and things like that. But if he's, like if I'm overstating or over understanding his capability in that area. Then,
we can find out exactly like how much does he know about that, and if anything.
I mean, really, the core things are
we'll figure it out.
If he knows Java and JavaScript, and he's worked with REST APIs, it's those two core things. Now, you do have to learn Jira and some of its ins and outs and all that, but that's anyone would have to learn that. The core things that I know in general from having worked with a lot of years is that if you know Java and have worked with REST APIs,
you can do the rest.
And you're generally smart, you can get it.
Cool.
What I mean?
Okay.
So anyway, so we'll see come Monday. We have a call with him at 9 a.m., which is really just a level set, and then divide and conquer and figure out how we're going to go. I'd like to, what I'd like to do is maybe in parallel, like if he feels like it's not completely out of order, because then if he punts and if he says like, hey, listen, I really don't want to steer you wrong and I'm not the guy for this, then I need to know, because I need to go and get those all,
gotcha.
Get those capabilities elsewhere. And so it's, like there's like a Hello World project and things like that, just so he can get the scaffolding set up.
Just to get in.
Right. Like one of the first things I would do is just, okay, set up a web page and go and pull the defect counts for a project for me. Something really simple.
Okay, cool.
Because once he gets that, then he can just do everything, right? Like, that's what we really do is we just need to pull data out of Jira and put it on the web page.
Okay. I'm just thinking, based on my experience with training new testers, I give very specific instructions. I narrow their focus as much as possible. While you're talking about, we could definitely, that sounds like an awesome, maybe phase 2. Because right now I want to make sure he doesn't get flustered. Because I could see this is a lot.
Okay.
He's already got to get like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I thought, I already know what he's good at. I'm going to have him just go nuts. Plus he wakes up early. So I'm just going to wake up early on. But it'll be fun.
Well, his day, they're ahead of us, so like our morning is already their afternoon, right?
Yeah, because I called him, around 10:30 or 11. It was really like 2 o'clock there. Eats lunch with his mom at 2. I was like, oh, I'm not going to take up your mom lunchtime.
Well, that's a very like European, South American thing. Like it'd be typical, like the 3 years I lived in Greece, it was very typical that I would go home. Like I didn't have my mother there, but I had aunts. That it was very typical that you go home in the afternoon. Like 2 o'clock is like a typical like early dinner, lunchtime thing. And it was not atypical that I would leave home, leave work, go home, and do that. It sounds weird to us here, but it's very common.
Because he says he gets tired. I was like, yeah, I get tired too. I was like, oh yeah, you guys actually have rights. You actually have the siesta. But in my head, I was like, that's the siesta. I wish we had that.
That's pretty
genius.
Extended, even in Greece.
Oh, they don't do siesta?
Well, not in the city. I mean, not in Athens. Nobody's doing that.
I was like, I want to know what time. I don't want to wake him up. But then he said after that, he just work all night. And I was like, well, I don't want you to overwork yourself. I was like, we can stick with the 8 hours. But yeah, I want to concentrate once he's on that. Get Android up and running, which is easier. iOS, like both John and I hit snags in different areas. So it's going to be troubleshooting, figuring out what's going wrong. Like how come because I can't build up iOS. Like in Xcode, he sent me a build. I tried to generate it. It just wouldn't. It got stuck at some point, and he was trying to figure that out. And then Michaelich, he said he could do like a hello world, right? He could open up an app and say hello world is fine. But he wrote up like a simple test case and it just didn't happen. I think I understand how he messed up. So since we're gonna have Bruno here, we're just gonna start troubleshooting iOS. But I can get Android done quick, at least on PC, so I can definitely get you set up. I haven't done it on iOS though. I'm hoping it's as easy to use. It's because iOS has Xcode, right? But Android has Android Studio. And Android Studio, that shit handles so much. You use Android Studio?
Agile Studio?
Android Studio? Ooh, yeah, that's the cake. Android Studio is basically like, it's Android. It's like everything you need. And it's much easier
like
to
emulator,
use.
simulator, all that stuff?
It's emulators, period. Like whereas iOS is all simulators. That's why it's tougher for us to use phantom devices. On Android, it's all emulators and they work. I could run multiple Android apps all at the same time. Ran a simple test case and it ran all of them all at the same time. So we could do crazy stuff with Android. Thankfully, I mean, since they're both Appium, things like click events, touch events, whole drag, it's all the same language. So I was like, at least I can get the test cases written up in Android. Once we figure out what's wrong with iOS, once it starts working, it's going to work. At least I'll know the test cases work. So whereas with this, it's hard to troubleshoot iOS. There's so much involved.
Is it because the simulators aren't really realistic?
And in fact, the Xcode isn't really meant to handle what these test cases are trying to do with. At least from me talking to other QA guys.
Well, I mean, there's also, one of the things that we probably need to look at, and you should be thinking about this because it'll be your responsibility to closely manage this. But you've got to kind of make a judgment call on the exposure or risk that we would be open to should we automate a test case. So you can clearly put a lasso around all the things that would clearly require judgment in the human eye. And those aren't even candidates for automation, right? We'll just exclude those. And then likewise, there's going to be some that are kind of on the middle, right? Where there's an automated test that tells you if it's totally busted or not. But then there's degrees of working.
Yeah,
right?
that's gonna be.
So, you should keep that in mind. Like, I think there should be like black and white, like 3 buckets. There should be black and white, gray, and not, right? And so like not automatable, gray area, which is like, some consideration needs to be taken. And then, black and white is just, you can trust those results all day long, right?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I can't think of a particular example right now, but
I can think of something just involving audio,
yeah.
but there are ways to automate audio.
I guess I can't think of a gray area. I can think of obviously like when you need to see that like 1080p looks like 1080p, there's really no way to do that, right? If it doesn't look at it, right? Or to make sure that the volume level is loud enough or something like that, right? But I'm trying to think of a gray area one where you'd want to like at least spot check some things.
That's what we're gonna have to figure out. At least with Portal, we can get a good starting place.
Yeah.
And get prepared for scenes, because scenes that's gonna be the monster. I mean, how many months do we have? They already started.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been writing all the stories for scenes, or are they already kind of done?
I'm trying to. I just interviewed Brian this morning, so I'm going to take a stab at like just doing the outlines for a lot of these product briefs, and then I think that me and Brian should review that like next session.
Awesome, perfect. Got your jacket. You have a nice jacket. Oh.
Say again?
You have a nice jacket. I don't want to rip it up. Okay, give me the user proceeds. By the way, here's the big concern we have with mobile right now, is this. I got stuck. So
the overlay, those menus.
the fact that this says no internet, it says 1 minute to process, and it's been like this for an hour.
Okay.
This is kind of the big concern right now.
Yeah, I think I'll bet on that.
Yeah, and I would say,
So he's looking at it.
let us know what you think,
You guys
Perhaps
are,
it'll work.
because he got it to happen a different way. He was trying to do some, he was just testing portrait mode, whereas I have no portrait mode. I have no portrait mode, so something happened.
Perfect.
So I'm trying to reverse engineer it.
It wasn't what I wanted. Now it's okay for a minute.
Nice.
Some time on your calendar, Armand too, to talk about the landscape for like outreach tools and stuff.
Well, I'm about to sign.
So you like that?
Mm-hmm.
It's great, awesome, 100% buying on my end.
I mean, yeah, I mean, literally, I'm signing it today.
Oh, okay, great.
I think what they did was, I told them I wanted to start right after we canceled it. I think they're gonna give us access during
Okay.
now. I want
And
to
that's a
cancel it
3-year plan, right?
3 year,
Okay,
but
it's great, no,
It's
it's
a good
top
tool, right?
tier, it's the best
Major.
for prospecting.
awesome.
I just have a couple things about like our outreach tools that we're using.
You like
and-
persist and stuff? or-
Yeah, and like I don't have any concept of what like the budget is and stuff like that, so I just want to present it to you what we're doing now and then what I think we should be doing.
Yeah, do it. I want you guys to be optimal. Cool. So but that's good. I got the dates that this other thing goes through June 23rd or something. Whatever the one in Ohio. It seems
Yeah, gotta get rid of that.
it stinks, right?
Garbage.
It's garbage. Why would we buy them?
I think it's not like a big deal or something.
They're not into good deals. They want like good products. But
It's, yeah, it's
It's garbage, right?
web's great. It's
Yeah.
not it's just what you can pull off the internet yourself anyway, so, anyway.
once I sign Zoom info, which I will today, we should give notice to seamless,
Okay, yep,
never done, as of, I think the contract was due June 23rd.
yeah.
So I'll give you a heads up once it's signed. Actually, you're gonna have Zoom info is gonna be available to you, I think, as of Monday.
Oh, hey, super exciting.
Yeah. The benefits of getting Sutra.
Hey, David. Do you want me to write up the noodle contract, or are you gonna get it?
Do we have one? Like that's a, you know, if we have it.
I don't think so, I never created one, they asked.
Let me, I probably have some somewhere, like a one-off.
Okay,
Yeah, if I send it to you, can you put it into Hello Sign or whatever we use?
yeah.
Alright. Yeah, let me, I'll get to that. Who's looking at, Noodle or, LinkedIn?
Let's see. Daniel's gonna email Daniel to confirm who's signing it.
Yeah, man. Go for it. Alright.
So, okay.
Can you actually reach out to the CS guy today and actually tell them where applicant has nothing to do? Yeah, she might have to. She said it's garbage. No, they got me.
Did you talk to Daniel about his thoughts? That's right.
John does not agree.
He does.
Sounds like you're the guy. I don't know. Right? It's one thing if I'd known and I'd like,
Nice. Got a crash. See to log in. Sweet.
so, Lane,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have you, well, so we're done on this, so we're Zoom info, we have access, I guess as of today, so I'm gonna have you kind of figure out how to administer, because we like those 5 accounts. Yeah, like, there's whatever the credits and stuff are, but like, I think you can just pull, unless, when you wanna do a big one, like, because I think what we should do is, we can base that, I think we should give, like, I mean, obviously, you and Keegan will have access. I think I should have access to be able to do some mapping, and like, I don't know, we should think about like, I think John would be very valuable, even if he's not pulling, using any of the credits, just to kind of like map the organization and stuff, so.
Well, I'm curious if we're not using credits, obviously we wouldn't wanna like be out of terms here, but like being able to use it. Because the credits, from what I understand, is an export,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So if we can use the tool without exporting anything also, we're gonna be able to like maximize.
You can, yeah,
Yeah.
you can use like everything, like the org charts, all that stuff.
Yeah,
So if you're just taking one-offs, like, so for like someone like me, if I'm going to a city or I'm going to like Morgan Stanley now,
Totally.
and I don't need exports, right?
right.
John, same thing. Customer success, I don't think will need exports. you and, as we kind of bring on the SDR, it's like, all right, you.
Yeah, the SDRs will definitely need like
Yeah.
the majority of the credits,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, but,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're basically getting like essentially like an extra 90 or 120 days. So they're lining up our payment to after we finish this first period, but we actually have access to it.
So I guess we might not even need like a whole meeting. I just have 15 minutes on our calendar for next week. But with Persist, I just want to get rid of Persist. And Yesware is super affordable. I already did a demo with them and everything. I did a trial and then I did a demo after that. It's like $25 a seat a month.
What do we pay for Persist?
From what I understand, they're paying $60 a month right now.
For like
For
2
3
years? So basically almost the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you guys just talk it over?
Okay.
And let me know, like if I need to approve anything, let me know, but.
Because what's happening, we just signed a new, from what I understand, we just renewed our contract with Persist in January. So I've been
Is it
very
annual?
vocal with them, it's annual, but I've been very vocal with them about
What's not working?
what's not working. So I think we have some leverage there. And then with Yesware, I told them, I think we just renewed our contract and they're already willing to offer a discount if we.
Okay,
So,
All right, so we'll talk, we'll try to.
Yeah.
Basically,
And
you'll have to, we'll try to get Persist to credit us.
they will, I think so.
Yeah, we'll.
I've been complaining to them for months,
Jordan
so.
kind of stated that he's done that multiple times with Persist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not gonna be a
Hey,
problem.
Michael Leach.
And I mean, it's
I'm
not
recording
just
on
about like a
staging.
preference,
This is
like my
staging.
emails are going to spam and stuff.
No, we have to, for
We're
business.
still on
I
stage.
get it. Let's
Please
move
give
on
it
to
to
that.
30 seconds.
Talk as soon as you need to, whatever we need to do.
The back switch
Yeah.
environments.
Oh,
What's solid stuff? Tom, is there any possibility of us chatting just a few minutes later today? Or I just need to get through a couple things.
Alright, want to talk about it?
Can I have like 5 to 10 extra minutes?
Yeah, I'm gonna just go set up in one of the rooms back there. Because I'm gonna use one of the rooms.
Sounds good.
I'm just gonna go back.
And David, when you, I know you got some stuff, but, I can, extension email, just.
Yeah,
So perfect minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Just add it to the list.
Yeah. So hopefully the team's gonna be really happy at the end of this.
This is on prod still. This is prod. Staging was okay. Now we have to prod and stop. And process.
Figure out how to get some bodies in here, every day, I'm just looking at it, it's just like adding on. I want the sound operating, at least the Zoom thing's done, I'm just thinking now, I just think it was gonna set up like it's.
It's gonna like.
It's gonna settle after the quarter.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like this for the
Yeah,
rest of the
like,
quarter.
that's the argument. You can see this guy in there. Of course, something else will happen. Figure out what's there.
No, I think so too. Just like, the day that's supposed to work. Okay. Figure out how to write out 20 code and all of it. One off license. Yeah.
Get that to happen again.
Can I jump for more?
Huh?
Can I jump for more?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. He told us he was getting us the whole 1.5. Remember that? Ah. Oh, man. All right. Let me look at
Okay. This is for exponential.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, because the signed agreement and the change order basically just speaks to the previous agreement, right?
Yeah, the only thing I didn't have, there's like some overarching exponential agreement.
Yeah.
That you originally did.
Yeah, you don't have that?
I don't have that. Let's see. That's like the mother agreement.
Yeah. Is that signed?
I think so. I'm sure it did, that was you and John.
What do you have? You have the,
So I have like a, I'll show you exactly what I have the SOW.
over here. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm very overwhelmed. Look at this. So it's funny, it says,
I have the SOW. Oh yeah, I don't have that.
this one,
I didn't have
this is with, okay, it's not actually exponential. It's MSA for cycle work. Okay, so let me get you that.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Then I have the SOW with updated pricing. I have the change order when we anticipate being 36 grand. I have the AKT SOW. And I have the Stride contract signed.
Yeah, so stride signed, right?
So I have.
Execute on both sides, right?
They're all signed.
AT&T
Signed.
signed,
Signed. this is the change, this is the SOW cycle bar. This is the change order, we took away the 36K, and then I'm gonna put in the agreement that you just sent me. as well.
Yeah, and with AKT, I mean, I guess we don't even need to mention, I mean, all we need to do right now is just deal with contracts and amounts. Because like, and the reality is AKT just gave us the amount, I mean, just gave us notice basically this week, which is like a month out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll add that and send that to Mike. And then just look at this IBM email.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be good. So this is what Daniel kind of sent me. So there's the platform video for anybody you can share it out with.
Yeah, I do think, but what's missing here is like the overview. Social Life is a complete enterprise video platform doing so professionally easy. I can forward you an email.
Yep.
Here, I would actually do the platform video and the overview video.
And the overview.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I mean, I like these.
You know what, actually, I think I might have used this later, but he sent me
Yeah, I'm just gonna send you like what I've
the social life platform, capture, create, distribute video.
Well, there's two videos. There's like an overview video.
Okay.
Here, yeah, something like that. Actually, I'll send you the one I just sent to Zach yesterday. I had it in line. Cool. Here's for you. So yeah, I think what I would send him is basically like the overview with home like overview video and platform video. And I would also then yeah, for these different use cases like you have, you can kind of show like
You can pick and choose.
here's like, you know,
Yeah, there was three up with like executives from 3 different locations from New Hermes. There
Is it
was,
look good?
yeah, it was great. There was a local capture from Trimble, where we talked about like capturing from execs.
yeah, and that was like in the field, yeah.
The testimonial is attached. It's got like 5 different novels on there talking about it.
Cool.
He doesn't have to send everything, but
Yeah.
you know, at least he had enough. And then there's a Walmart price check live in there.
For more like marketing
Yeah.
purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
he'll,
like, you know,
he'll tell you if he needs
It's
to.
like, you know,
Yeah.
he's a friend, so it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
All right, so I'll send those out.
Cool. Thanks, dude.
Josh.
need more bodies. Does it mean that Bobby used to live here? Or Bobby at this,
What's that?
I said need more Bobbies, I was like, oh, what Bobby?
Need people, man.
We do need people. Hey, get me on this stuff. I'm gonna sell everything, man. Yeah, still, so SDR candidate, you're making an offer for an SDR, right?
We already made it. We're just waiting back for one. I think we might get one more. Engineering is basically, you guys are done.
Yeah, pretty much.
You
I was
guys
like,
are, you guys are good for the year.
whatever we got, I will make extensively, I will make sure he gets worth his money.
Video, they're getting like a video person. Get a few good candidates for that. Head of CS to replace Jordan.
Jeff, you can't do that. You know,
More like kind of like operations, right? Like, you know, Jordan was like very like kind of like process driven. But Joffrey, you know, we need Joffrey to like talk to customers and like manage like Morgan and Walmart.
That makes sense, yeah.
And then like a finance ops person.
That's hard to find. Oh.
I mean, we need like a hybrid accountant who can do like all the books, stuff like that, like invoicing and AR, AP stuff that I do. But also somebody that can like do a little bit of financial analysis as well, because, you know, stuff that he needs.
So a CPA who also has a finance? That exists?
Like, there's like blocking and tackling for like bullshit, like sending out invoices and doing W-9s and doing taxes and doing all that. But then there's like looking at the business, like when we make these decisions in terms of like hiring all the people, you know, we're doing like cash analysis in terms of like, hey, the business support this, like what's the monthly expense of the business, how much is this gonna add, how much revenue do we think is coming in, how much money are we raising? Like, putting that analysis together and saying, okay, this is like the hiring plan that we can actually do.
Yeah.
But that's not like a traditional like accounting thing, right?
Yeah.
So we do a lot of that kind of stuff around the business that this person will get pulled into eventually. Right?
I was thinking the Linda does the first half,
So we're finding people that can do the first half.
but that's a lot of people do the first half. The second half
The
is.
second half is a little bit different.
How can I know?
So if you think about it, if you think of it, it's kind of like,
I know some
and like
people.
the first half of stuff is not like my skill set. I just do it like,
Good, yeah, you
because
can.
I have to, and, you know, I can figure it out.
Oh, good.
But it takes a lot of time.
So what are you trying to do now?
Oh, you mean like outside of the social life?
Oh, like what would you like?
Oh, it'll be more like kind of like more like strategic analysis, or like, you know, if we hit our targets, there's gonna be another like capital raise, or like maybe it's gonna be go back to like private equity companies. But there's a lot of work around that, like doing like board reports and like more like kind of like cap table management, like how dealing with our investors, things like that.
Nice. So like what you want to do, right?
Yeah, it's more like, you know, less like day-to-day grunt work, probably.
Yeah, you want to be on Excel. You're always on Excel all day. You want to
So, quick motion.
So QuickBooks and Excel is pretty much your day. I want to get this company to the point where we can get aero chairs. That's my goal.
Aero chairs?
If it doesn't have money, we get actual chairs. I'm looking for a warehouse. They're trying to get rid of any kind of nice office chair. because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
I just gotta keep my eye out on Craigslist or Facebook.
So